What's up guys, it's another video of RB. I'm very sorry for not posting a video last week. School's been starting lately and it's been very tough. I'm in my final year of engineering and there's just lots of things going on. So I'm gonna do my very best to still post videos every Tuesday, but I apologize in advance if that doesn't happen. Today we're going to be talking about success, starting from the inside, and loving yourself. So that's going to be today's main topic, and we're going to go in some details as to how you can actually achieve what we want to talk about in this video. To lead a successful life, you need to start from the inside. They say this everywhere, and it's pretty famous, even in the very famous book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Now the author, Stephen Covey, says you need to start from the inside, and there's a whole chapter dedicated to that. It's called Inside Out, and it's very important. So why should you really start from the inside? Because that's where everything flows from. Your inside, so your mind and what you think and your perception of the world is what creates the outside world. And we can speak about it in terms of psychology, in terms of your attitude, and in many alleys where this actually holds true. They even say that 90% of your happiness depends on your attitude. The other 10% is factors such as how much money you're making, what you're eating, how you're dressing, and things like that. So if you actually know everything, all the nitty-gritty details about a certain person, you only know 10% of their happiness. So 90%, the other 90%, basically it's all up here. It's everything that you think about, how your attitude is, what your perception is towards different things that happen to you, and that's very important to understand. It is hard to believe, but it's been scientifically proven. Alright, so to start from the inside and to really have a healthy mentality and have a healthy perception towards different things that happen, basically towards life, you need to love yourself first. So how do you love yourself? So let's get practical. I would say to start, you should let go of toxic thoughts. You should stop comparing yourself to other people. You should forgive yourself for previous mistakes that you've done and just keep moving on and learning. Because after all, we are human beings and we tend to make mistakes. We tend to have inaccurate decisions during some circumstances, which when we think back about later, we tend to regret. And regretting is natural as well, but we shouldn't let it eat our soul out. We shouldn't let it drown us in negativity and self-pity. So forgive yourself. And guys, don't compare yourself to other people. You are leading a completely different life from what someone else is leading. So it makes no sense to just take a snapshot of your life and compare it to a snapshot of his or hers. It just doesn't make sense because, like I said, you're leading two very different lives, and it would just be very inaccurate, irrational, and foolish to make yourself feel bad because of something that you think you don't have while other people have, or some form of capability or intelligence or wealth or knowledge or whatever it is. You guys can have that too, but the very first step towards achieving it is to stop comparing yourself and stop putting that energy to make yourself feel bad, because then you can harness that energy and constructively use it towards something that might help you out more. Next one is letting go of things that you really can't control. So like I said before, just like comparing yourself to other people or regretting something that you did in the past, these are things that you can't control, especially the mistakes that you've committed. So similarly, you should let go of some things that are worrying you and some things that you just can't control. For example, the future, what the future holds and what you're going to do. It is very good to think and plan about ahead for the future, but think about these things on a very macro level. You don't need to constantly worry about this every day and let it bother you on a very micro level. What am I gonna do for my future? Oh my God, I'm gonna fail. I'm not gonna be anyone. I'm gonna be a nobody basically. And these things, when you think about them every single day and it's your preoccupation, when it's constantly on your mind, then obviously it's gonna bother you and you're really not gonna have enough energy to think about what you should actually be thinking about. So let go of those things that you can't control and really put all your energy and focus on the things you can control. For example, what you're doing now, you decided to watch this video, or what you're going to do after watching this video. You can take certain steps so you can slowly get towards what you want to achieve. So your time in the present and how you use it, that's directly under your control. So you really put your focus and energy on that, and I'm sure you're going to get better results than constantly worrying about things that are totally out of your reach. Keep learning and accomplishing, guys. There is 24 hours in a day. Honestly, that's a lot, because if you really put in the time to do something, if you really focus, well, we have a lot of time during the day, and there's lots of things we can learn, lots of things to add to ourselves, and lots of value that we can actually pour into ourselves. If we let go of using the cell phone all the time, if we let go of constantly being on these messaging apps and being on a virtual basically platform, communicating with people, and it's actually communication which is very useless. I'm sure you guys agree, most of our day-to-day communications are useless, except for the ones that are very necessary to make. The other times we're just wasting our time on the phone. If we basically save up all of this time that we're spending on things that don't really add any value to us, then we can learn a lot. We can add value to ourselves. It's just a matter of whether we really want to add value or not, whether we really want to learn something new or not. So there's basically no excuse. Everyone has 24 hours during the day, and I'm sure that if you guys really want to, then you'll use it to the best of your abilities to add something to yourself. And finally, you do need a very strong group of friends, a very supportive group around you. No one said that it can't be done alone. It can, but it's much harder. So, when you have a group of people around you who have similar goals to you, who have a similar vision, they hold themselves in a similar way, and they're heading towards, somewhat the same path that you want to head towards, which is ultimately success and happiness, then that's very good, because with a supportive group around you, when you fall down, when you slip, when you don't really feel like doing the right thing, then they're there to motivate you, they're there to inspire you and basically give their 2 cents on why you should be doing what you're doing, to remind you of what your mission or what your goal or what your plan really is. So don't let those friends go. They're very important. Thank you for watching another video, guys. I really appreciate the time you put in to watch these videos. Like again, I always say, if you have any questions, if you have any suggestions, criticisms, I'd really be happy to hear them. You know where to reach me, and I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.